Hi everyone, welcome back to Be Rich. It's me, Vinod. It's it's Thursday. Tomorrow is a holiday. Friday, the Indian markets are closed thanks to Good Friday. So today is the last trading day of the week. It's 9:30 in the morning as I'm recording this, and you'll be seeing it in the evening. So you'll have more information about what's happened in the Indian market today than I have right now. But I'll give you a broad stroke of what is happening globally. Then we'll talk about US, Japan. Then we will dive into India and then see where we can find value going forward. A lot of you have reached out asking that my brothers and me have different views in terms of investing. No, we don't. I follow my brother's views in investing. But when it comes to me talking, I am not my brother. I am Vinod Srinivasan. I am much like you guys, still learning the ropes. And whatever information I can share with you as I'm learning with him, I try and encourage you to do that. So my Tiffin Coffee range of investing is always here to stick because I believe building in small increments is far superior than trying to time the market or see big opportunities and drop big stocks, because I cannot do that and I don't encourage you, and I have to be responsible to new viewers who join our channel suddenly, who happen to chance upon this video, and especially I have viewers who see some old video and suddenly think I'm giving current advice. So I always have to set the tone to be cautious. If you have courage and if you know what you're doing and you have been doing this for some time and you have a strong sense of how to invest, then you should do what is right for you. That I've always been saying. You don't have to follow my advice in terms of how much you should invest, but all I would suggest is, if anything, that your key takeaway should be that you try and learn and constantly improve yourself each day when it comes to investing. This doesn't only involve investing, this also involves your health, your physical health, your mental health. Like I was saying in the previous video, if you're not physically well and mentally well to enjoy the money you make, what's the point making it? So getting into what's happening in Japan right now, the Nikkei is up almost 1%. The gold is at 3,341. It is surging gold because of what is happening. When I get to the world macroeconomics, you'll understand why gold is surging. A lot of you were thinking that gold is going to go down and it's going to correct and it's going to go way, way down, but it doesn't seem so. And there my brother is proven to me to be right again, because when gold was going to 2,900, 980, he said, don't worry, Vinod, just wait and watch. It's going to take off again. And lo and behold, it has taken off. Those of you who have been investing in gold even from the beginning of the year will see massive returns. So that is clear indication that we are in volatile times. That is what gold signifies. So if you're thinking, oh my God, I missed an opportunity, I should have put all my money in gold. No, you shouldn't have done that. Gold is a hedge, it is a security. A small portion of your portfolio should be in gold. Never should you put all your money in gold and think they're going to become rich, because that won't happen. If that was the case, people like Warren Buffett, Peter Lynch, all of them would have just said gold, 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 all the way gold. They didn't. We're here to invest in good businesses, and we're trying to compound and beat the market and make wealth in the shortest span of time with the least risk involved. So if you look at it like that, gold indicates how volatile the market is. If you see gold softening, prices coming down, that means the rest of the market seems to feel that things are okay, things are all right, and we don't need to keep hoarding gold. Right now, the intention is to buy as much as gold as possible, because even the US dollar is weakening, because the faith in the dollar is dwindling thanks to what Trump is doing more than anything else. There seems to be a political situation being created by Trump more than a macroeconomic condition of some failure in an economic level. This is a completely human-made situation and not something that suddenly snuck out on us like the pandemic or like the financial crisis where we were over-leveraging without noticing what was happening. This is completely on us. Even the dollar index is at 99.3, showing that the faith in the dollar has not returned, though the tariffs he has softened his stance on. So if you see, there's a divergence happening worldwide. The English central bank and the Canadian central bank seem to be cutting rates. Our bank was cutting rates. Well, the Fed came out and said he's going to be still waiting and watching. He feels the tariffs are not good and there's more turbulence awaited for us, and we'll have to wait and watch. So globally speaking, investors are looking for opportunities. The funniest thing about India was and is, a few months back, before all this transpired, they were withdrawing money out of the Indian economy, FIIs, because they felt our economy was overvalued, that our economy was slowing down. There was a lot of NPAs in our banks. So now, last 3-4 days, they've been surging back to India. Does that mean everything is fixed? No. It doesn't mean everything was fixed. Those inherent problems in India are still there. They are getting fixed. Banks have slowly started stabilizing. More NPAs have been booked and been written off. So the books are getting cleaned up. There has been some turbulence in one or two banks like IndusInd Bank thanks to the leadership problems which they've had. But by and large, most of it has slowly started clearing up. We have started removing the toxicity from our financial system. So the RBI also realizes this, and they've also cut the interest rate to help ease liquidity into the market so people can borrow easier and spend easier. Not only people, businesses too in India. But the main reason why FIIs are running back to India is a huge market. We have a massive domestic market. Our middle class is almost the population size of United States put together. So if you look at it in that sense, we have a very large domestic market which can support businesses which are focused domestically. And in a tariff situation where people are putting tariffs on each other, getting to export internationally, bilaterally becomes difficult. Companies which are working in domestic markets and focused in being within a country, within borders, they seem to do better. And that's the main reason why India looks good, because Indian companies will look good, especially the ones which are selling domestically, which have a large domestic presence will look good, because we don't get so hammered with the tariffs. Even when the tariffs were announced, the way the Chinese stock market moved and the Japanese stock market moved, the Indian stock market did not move in that velocity. We were already in a downward spiral, like I said from before. What was causing that is still there, but it's getting better. But the FIIs running into India is for them to take defensive positions in our companies here in India for the sake that looking at the globe completely as a whole, there's too much uncertainty. Central banks are moving away from each other. They're not moving in tandem anymore. And that itself creates more confusion and volatility. So opportunities are opening up at different places. So investors who are global look at pockets wherever they find opportunity and they decide to move in and sit. Indian market is such. That is what has led to the surge in the banking stocks. That's what's led to surge to the FMCG stocks. And you will continue to see this kind of unfolding happening till, globally speaking, there is more clarity on these tariffs, on bilateral trade, and on global economy as a whole, its health as a whole. The WTO, the World Trade Organization, has also come out saying global trade is going to take a dip thanks to all these tariffs. So companies which are working domestically will do better. And that is very clear in the case of the Indian economy too. Because like I said, the size of our population and domestic consumption in India, that too with the RBI easing lending in India, it will become easier to get loans, so consumption will improve in India. Is there a risk that NPAs will go up again, because people are going to lose jobs thanks to AI? At one side, we are saying all this, Vinod. The other side, we are saying people are going to lose jobs. Yes, within India itself, there is a lot of uncertainty. This is why you have to be very cautious and take a bottom-top approach. Bottom-top approach means study the company you decide to invest in, study the sector you are planning to get into, understand what is happening, what is going to be the situation in 2, 3, 4 years, and then see if there's value in the company which you're looking at and the business makes sense. Then invest slowly, keeping an eye on it all the time. This is not the kind of market where you can invest and forget. Like that famous ad, fill it, shut it, and forget it. This is not the market to do that. This is the kind of market where you should keep an eye on where you're putting your money. I'm not saying you need to worry about what you have already invested in. That is done. But where you plan to put your tiffin coffee going forward, I would strongly suggest you pay a lot of attention. I know it will be very easy if I could give you a cheat sheet on every single video and say, buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that. It doesn't work like that. I wish life was like that. It doesn't. Everything in life requires some thought and some, decision making involved in it on each one on a personal level. So do this. I cannot give you a cheat sheet. So I'm sorry if you were looking for a cheat sheet. In terms of what's happening in today, what am I planning to buy? Yesterday I bought Zydus because it crashed. Today, Wipro is taking a beating because Wipro has come out giving warnings. But I am wary of IT stocks because I still don't have clarity on where things are going. So I'm not looking at IT at all. So today, again, I might look at the pharmaceutical sector. I haven't decided what as yet because it's still early in the day for me to have my tiffin coffee. I'll probably take another half an hour or so. So I will put it up on Instagram, but I probably look at the pharma sector, maybe Zydus again today, and maybe I would look at a FMCG, maybe some ITC, or I might look at gold because I have to recalculate and see how much gold I'm holding now and make sure I'm still at that 5% portfolio mark. If I require to buy some gold, I'll probably buy some gold. So that's where I am at. And I do share it on Instagram. Yesterday I happened to have bought it already. So on the video I said what I had bought. Today I haven't bought it as yet, so I'm being honest. And this is where my eyes are right now. I'm looking at probably pharmaceuticals and I'm looking at an FMCG like an ITC, or if my portfolio looks like it's very light on gold, I'll probably look at buying some gold. And a lot of you asked how much tiffin coffee I do buy. I buy around 2,000 rupees as my goal per day. And quantity terms depends on the stock I'm buying. So if I'm buying for 2,000 rupees, if I'm buying gold, you can do the calculation, 73, 74, 78, whatever it is, divided by 2,000. If I'm buying all gold. Otherwise, if I'm buying ITC, if I buy 2 ITCs, that's around 800, 900. So you can do the math. More than the quantity in stock, I think keeping my budget would be making more sense to you, and you can do calculations based on what I'm saying. This is where I invest every day when I get an opportunity, because it's a long weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days, the markets are closed. So till Monday, this is all I can do. So I'll probably do this, 2,000 rupees and be done with it. So thanks for watching the video today. I hope you had a wonderful day. I hope you're looking forward to your long weekend. Some of you have planned to go on a quick break from Chennai or wherever you are. Chennai is very hot. I hope it's much cooler wherever you are. And wherever you're going for your break, I hope you manage to recuperate, recharge, refresh, spend some time with your family and friends, and come back on Monday to get back at it. Thanks for watching the video as always. I wish you a good night. Thank you.